And we do have our predictions up for you gamblers out there in the audience. So get your prediction in. You've got 2 minutes to do it. And we have MarineLorD opening up, running to the north side, looking to find those sweet, sweet sheep. And Leenock looks like circling the south side of the map.
Yeah, this is quite a congested Lipany, actually. This is the type of map you want if you want to be a defensive civ. Now, the problem is the HRE don't tend to defend themselves by going out and walling early. Like, this is the type of map where if you're a deli player, you're like, oh, goody, let me just wall these off, and that's a freebie. Because it really would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the cool thing about this for the Abbasis specifically is it allowed MarineLorD to do his more signature wide TC. When he plays Lipany, a lot of the time what you'll see him do is he'll drop another TC off to the edge of the map, right? So you see down where like the wood line is and the berries are in the corner, he might stick a TC down there or up here as well. And the cool thing about this map design is it allows him to more easily get away with that.
Yep. And I'm looking at the tree lines there just in MarineLorD's base. Looks like he's got like 3 around his base, while Leenock's got 2, I guess. But I don't think that's going to be a huge difference. I do see a kind of a difference from what we did have in game number 1. Leenock's got his gold mine to the kind of east kind of flank of his base. At least should help prevent a little bit of harassment, but still not too hard really to get there. But there is this this cliff in the middle, so it's not going to be as open of pathing as we saw on Dry Arabia.
And what I love is, despite the fact that MarineLorD got 3 wood lines, have you noticed the lack of resources towards those to the north? Like don't come here. Deforestation is a problem. Go kill wildlife, because all the deers, all the berry pack, like all the goodies are to the south. So MarineLorD's got kind of a weird choice for the Abbasis to make. Like, do I want to optimize for more wood in the mid game, or am I looking for the bulk food and gold?
Yeah. Yep. Berries plenty. Yeah, he can go out and get those berries, but not. I guess he's got gold in a tiny wood line there to the west side, but
yeah, like MarineLorD's in the supermarket and he's doing his shopping list. He's like, wood down here, gold over here, poultry in this area. Meanwhile, Leenock is like in like bargain bins right now. He's like, oh, a little bit of wood here, a little bit of gold here, a little bit of food here. All this has been 20% discount. Fabulous.
Yeah, look at those 2 deer spawns on the south side of MarineLorD, right by each other.
That's what I mean. Like, it's just like, yep, here's your food aisle. And then, like, your gold aisle is, like, 4 to that to the east a little. Like, you've got this weird... It's a weird supermarket. Basically, someone's put all the food in a circle, and then they've surrounded it with gold. Actually sounds like some really pompous turkey dinner I can get at Christmas at, like, a Michelin star restaurant. Gold-covered goose.
Oh, boy, yummy. Okay, so aging up right now, we got Leenock going up with you can only assume. Where's the let's see where that Aachen Chapel placement is. Let's rate that.
I'm curious.
Wood,
I'm gonna rate this.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna rate this not a MarineLorD Aachen, which I don't know how to take that, judging by the fact he had such a good game 1. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because he did lose that game with one of the best Aachen Chapel placements we've seen.
That's true. That's absolutely true. He doesn't have his stone spawned right next to his gold here.
No, maybe he's not. I don't think Leenock is typically like a stone boomer either. I've actually watched Leenock do a lot of HRE, even in mirror matchups. Like, I've seen the play on the other side go towards that delicious second TC type build. But usually Leenock just stays the course. Quick Castle Age, and then booming in the night department. Have seen a few Burgraves, but typically that was when he was playing Mongolian Heights.
Let the gold mine harassment begin.
The excitement in your voice was tantalizing there. Woo, look at that 2 damage. Damn, he shoot him.
Gonna frolic through with this sheep, running away, trying to get out of there. So he's gonna stop the harassment on his gold mine for now. He's got a second prelate ready to go inside that chapel as soon as he hits the second age. See MarineLorD hitting feudal age, getting that fresh foodstuffs, I'm sure. Right away. I'm looking for it on the UI. Oh, he's not. He's almost there.
Yeah, I'm not the only one to like dream of these weird kind of like after game stories when I see these games where a scout has a sheep following around for like 40 minutes, like showing it the world, showing it battle, seasoning it. Well, not seasoning it the way they do back at base, but
seasoning it.
Betting it up. And then I wanted to have its own side story, right, where Papa Scout finally dies, and it's like Chad Sheep has got bulging muscles and is now just going to be like the main RPG character. I know I'm dreaming it too much, but maybe with the new mods.
I'll be looking for only sheeps casted by Killer Penguin.
Yeah. But remember, you have the explosive sheeps, but I'm also going to need Chad sheep. So there's a modder in the chat. I need veterancy on sheep. The longer they live, the bigger they get, which means they have more food. But if they live for more than 30 minutes, they become armed. Like, we're talking true beefcakes, like big-ass biceps. They could bench press a camel.
So we've got a stable up for the Abbasid, and he's already starting. You can see there with the scout just harassing the gold mine. I'm sure a horseman's going to be coming in here soon. He's working on his second town center down there. But we do have Leenock with a stable, which is not what we saw MarineLorD with in the first game. I think he just went, I think, blind for that first.
That's because in that first game, Fitz, you might notice the only thing MarineLorD got was a loss. So Leenock wants to get a win, which is why he goes to the stable early, so you can actually control the midfield. Because remember, when you rush Castle Age, what's your goal? Straight away on those relics. You're up against the Abbasids, who are already building horsemen. Quite a smart play out of Leenock.
Yep. So we've got the stable. I'm sure a second town center is going to be coming out there soon. And then I would imagine maybe those camel riders.
The delicious, camel, right? You want your camel, you're thinking too far in the future. Maybe one day, but camel archers. Let's work towards it, Fitzbro. All right, you're giving me a massage. Don't ask me to marry you.
Camels. Let's be honest here.
they technically are. All right, like. I love how camel archers are seen as more like a basic, accessible unit to camel riders. Like, has anyone in the chat tried shooting from horseback? Pretty sure it's a difficult thing to do. It's a lot easier to swing a sword.
Okay, so we've got the gold mine secure. Leenock slowly working towards that next age. I'm sure MarineLorD dropping down a second TC on that deer and the berries.
I
so
like
when you
get build. Just to see it, because he's gone to farms very early on. It was partly due to a lack of sheep, but also he can't play deer, pocket ecos, or anything of the sorts because he now sees horsemen. But overall, I'm not against this switch into farms. A switch into farms is going to become even more beneficial with the buffs coming to Arkan, where you are going to be able to drop off at that chapel in the future.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. It'll be great for people who are not as good at base panning with their bills. That's for sure.
Yeah, you should go for the normie Arkan. You're like, oh, no, I'm not going to be like optimal and leave all the room for the mills. I don't need mills anymore. Hell, I'm expecting to see some people even just like double layer farms because they just can't be asked.
Yeah. So we've got, it looks like Leenock he has the gold requirement. He needs to get the food, which, of course, when you're producing horsemen, that's obviously the difference. He needs a little control, but yeah, they cost a lot of food, so it's going to slow down his age up. Whoopsie. But he has some control. There we go. Villagers getting in on that fight.
Peasant rebellion time. Now, I think what Leenock was waiting for is for MarineLorD to commit to camel archers, but he hasn't done it yet. So Leenock might feel inclined to build even more horsemen to overwhelm him. And the cool thing is, because he's setting up those farms now, it's escalating his count. Even though he produces more horses, notice that his food income is bulking up fast because he's gathering at 1.4 food a second from each of those farms.
And we see a second stable coming down right now for MarineLorD. The running of the horseman mid-map right now, and he will see that second stable, but not a huge surprise.
The running of the horsemen, more like the running of the villages. Yeah, it's the cheeky get play, and MarineLorD.
Not fast enough. No, did he get it?
No, he's not got it. He's that person.
No,
yeah, he's that person who hasn't they haven't finished the art piece. Like, no, don't look at it until it's done. But Leenock doesn't know us.
There he goes. I think he got it.
He did. He even checks the corners.
That villager is not going anywhere.
That's frustrating for Leenock as well, because he could have at least got inside, and he would have got a free Wololo because the villager would have been trapped in there with him. But
he trapped him inside. That would have been great.
But he wasn't paying attention because he's distracted by all the horse moving around. Second prelate. Well, he won't have his relic denied away from him. He'll just have his life denied away from him. Nice move there by MarineLorD. Understands that he's an age behind, but he's gaining benefits off of these TCs. And the fact that Leenock invested in this many horsemen did slow him down.
And even despite having the horsemen, he still has not been able to secure any relics right now.
And he's going to try to go for a more greedy one. Notice he's playing towards the Sacred Site Southern to get that relic in the midfield. Needs to be careful because I think he's about to walk onto the Sacred Site. No, he won't. My boy Leenock, he understands. Don't make that mistake. That's a rookie.
Gotta be stealth mode. Yeah, maybe there should be a toggle for the prelates to have stealth mode you can toggle on so they don't activate Sacred Sites.
No. We're going to make you pay attention. Sadly, he will be noticed. It was a nice idea. He's like, screw it, I might as well walk on the sacred site anyway. He can try for a pump Wololo, but it's not really going to do anything here. And an annoying state of affairs for Leenock. He'll at least grab one relic now, but remember that he's his third prelate, and 2 of them have already
Horseman
died.
raid coming in on the wood line right now, losing several villagers. And he is on a 1 town center operation and doesn't have all his relics online yet.
Can't stop. He can't stop because look at his wood. He needs all the woods. That's why he didn't pull them back at all. Horseman, at least able
One
to
knight
switch
out
around
there
on.
in the mix.
Can do some serious damage here. MarineLorD, look how he's reacted, though, into the Camel Archer. A respectable solution here. You don't need to tech rush up. Instead, you can just offset a sizable chunk of this premium unit's damage with just a single Camel Archer.
And we looks like we've got archer range, that Camel Archer, and we do have a barracks coming down now for the Abbasid. Or, for MarineLorD.
Yeah,
that's a lot of horsemen.
Exactly, and this isn't going to be a full all-in and feudal for MarineLorD. Look what he's gathering towards. It's a gradual build-up, so he will unlock Castle, but he's going to do so with a bulk mass to punish Leenock. Leenock, who's going to be your predictable HRE player. 6 more horsemen than most of them build, but outside that, nothing different.
And here we go. The Camel providing the debuff on those horsemen and the knights, and I think that was okay for MarineLorD. He just wants to keep his opponent contained, and I think he's doing a pretty good job at that. He did let him get 1 relic, but that's pretty good so far.
Yeah, second one is on the way now as Leenock has access to it but hasn't banked it yet. MarineLorD is banking enough resource to
He's
tech
looking
up.
for him. He knows. He looked at that mini-map and was like, where did the relic go? He's fanning out. Search party.
He checks the eastern one. He's like, nah, that one's still walled in and safe. I know where you're at. I know what you did this
he's
summer.
hiding in the stealth forest.
He can split up
we talked about stealth mode. This guy, he's got it figured out. But there are wolves out there lurking.
It's fine. I mean, like you just need to sacrifice heals. You don't need the heals long term, right? And wolves, they nibble at them. Takes them a while, so he'll make it back, but it will be very much limped on the way. And you can see how MarineLorD is trying to gimp him. He's just trying to block the route. He's going to move up now, likely to intercept. And while this interception is going on, keep in mind that MarineLorD is now making his way up into Castle Age.
I want to see if that prelate gets that relic in there. He's hiding up there.
He's like, he can't wait, though.
He has to come in because the wolf.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the wolf was going to be a problem, so now he has to rush it around. We'll be able to get in the end. Also, key detail here, Leenock knows about the tech up. Check the back of MarineLorD's base. There's a scout sitting there. If you look at the House of Wisdom, you can see when it starts to add another wing.
Yeah, it's very subtle.
I like how it's very subtle and there's a giant building on the side. It is subtle, admittedly, but like, it shouldn't be subtle.
Yeah, there it is. Well, if you don't know what you're looking for, at least you do.
Exactly. Like, and in fairness, in this situation, it's built on the northeastern side, so it's like the furthest point away is on the edge of the fog. But Leenock should sense what's coming. Prepping the racks now. Needs to be careful about what he chooses next. If he starts building spears, this could get grim because MarineLorD has got the infrastructure set up to pump out Camel Archers. Camel Archers that still get a lot of bonus damage up against spears.
Yeah, look at these villager counts. MarineLorD is just about double right now, and HRE can kind of make up with that if they can get all the relics, or perhaps even jump to the 4th age and start pumping out villagers. But right now, I feel like MarineLorD has the eco advantage.
You need to pump out a lot of villagers, Fitz, because this just keeps happening. Leenock, it's kind of weird, isn't it? I thought he was the lean octopus, but right now it looks like a bigger octopus. A squid is attacking him because MarineLorD is drawing his attention everywhere. The distraction pays off, now up in Castle Age, and with a clear and dominant economical lead.
Yep, he's just been slowly picking off a villager here, a villager there, and he's just been running around the entire time. There we go. He looks like he got a... Where'd that relic come from? I guess south side of the map.
He got the one near the sacred site, the one that got sniped by 2 horsemen on. So he pulls it back in the end. But it's taken him so long. Like, we're 14 minutes in the game. Your opponent's co-opted castle. You're now only banking your 2nd relic. Also, look at the military pop cap situation. Yes, they're neck and neck, but this is where things will escalate. And MarineLorD, he's been fighting with weaker units, but now he can get direct counters out.
Yep. Just looking like Leenock's a little bit surrounded right now as MarineLorD keeps running around. We do have a Springgold Tower up to the front of the base, at least doing a little bit of damage there. Here, another relic being picked up at the moment. MarineLorD hasn't gone for any relics. He's got one sitting right by his town center down there in the south. He's just
typical of bastards. They honestly, it's baffling to me how often we see that. It's almost like they forget it. It's one of those frustrating things because it doesn't bridge or rather slot nicely into many of their builds, right? Like most Abbasis don't need that much gold when they hit castle, and they don't have a landmark that gets them it. They don't have cheaper monks or more beneficial ones. Like if I had to choose one civ that doesn't go for religious buildings, this is the civ.
Now he's garrisoning that relic in that forward tower, so do a little bit more damage as these troops keep getting rallied across. I see more raids going on in Leenock's base, though.
Dude, these horsemen, I mean, they've paid for themselves. The distraction, the idle time, like even if you're not sniping units, which he has been doing, you've been setting Leenock's economy back. This is a pretty pathetic food eco level for Leenock to have at this stage in the game. 756. It's grim to look at.
Yep. But Spearman defending that.
What? What is this choice fight for MarineLorD? He's like, oh, spears? Well, we've got spears too. Yeah, but bonus damage.
Here we go, making the dive on that tower. Will he get it? Crossbows shooting bolts. They need to add a little fire to that.
That brother's going to be a freebie. He doesn't want to risk a Wololo. We'll push him far enough away. Crossbows are going to counter the spears. I don't like that he's throwing away the knights, though, because you're going to need them to get through the outpost that is gradually killing you off here.
And it's got the emergency repairs, so that's what he did right there.
Just go deeper. Screw it. Nothing to be done here. The blueprint trick out of Leenock. That's why you see a house there that's never going to be built. The Phantom House that allowed him to get the repairs out. That sounds pretty epic, doesn't it?
Okay, here we go. We got a night raid. Is that wall complete down there? He's just started building it. So
it's a panic wall. He still doesn't even know that he's got eyeballs on him. The scout has been here this whole time.
Oh boy.
Whoopsie.
But it's Abbasid. You don't need these villagers.
Yeah, like let's be real. Oh no, my child is dead. Dude, you can make more. It's fine. That's what the Abbasid civilization tells their people. Just go make more. They're super cheap.
Boy.
We've got buy one, get one free on all the chickens in the local supermarkets. What's your problem?
And there are crossbows back at home, so those knights probably are not going to be alive for much longer. We see a raid on the wood line once again of Leenock, it looks like, on the other side of the map.
That wood line's getting thin as well. It's getting more exposed. Leenock has an issue because his second wood line isn't well protected. Think about what he's done with his base. He's laid it around this tree line. If you look to the north, you got your Regnates up there. It's further away, but there's nothing that naturally engulfs it or protects it.
Yep. I feel like MarineLorD has literally had at least one unit within the line of sight of that town center in this entire game. He just keeps circling around and just taking a villager. I mean, look at the villager count. Yeah.
It's like I said, it's the anti-Leenoktopus. It's the Squid Lord. Squid Lord over here is just proven too effective. He's proven that he's the most brutal creature in the sea. And my issue that I see now is like I don't actually know how Leenock is going to win this game without a drastic change, especially with this coming. Look at that next layer. MarineLorD is going to pop cap very quickly here. And after that, he can either escalate his own tech up or he can just look to double down and end the game and castle.
And he also has just so many military production building. So even if he loses a fight, he can just very quickly pop him back out in the field. Currently sitting on almost a 2K food. Seems to be a trend in MarineLorD games of having plenty of food around for his troops, but you know, I'd fight for that guy.
I think MarineLorD's been playing Cossacks on the weekend or something. In that game, if you don't have food, your people just randomly start dying. Like every single game is like, just gotta make sure I've got extra just in case.
Yep. So we've got MarineLorD is starting to bear down. Do you think he'll go for age 4 here, or do you?
I think he'll go for the jugular. I think he will go right for Leenock's throat here for good reason. Like he's feeling strong right now. You don't want to offer up an opportunity for Leenock to recover. The only way I see MarineLorD going tech up is if he pop caps first and then techs up.
I saw Mangonel up there. He's ready to go. Oh, that relic broke out. Ooh. He got it.
Look at that. 4 relics now, Leenock.
Wow. Hey, he did it. Watch out. I don't trust a late game HRE. You can pop that Imperial and, you know, things go south real quick.
When they get their trinkets, it can be dangerous, and you know they're going to obsess over it.
Oh, that Mangonel getting a shot on those crossbows, but missed.
What? Wait.
Oh. Or maybe a
calibration shot, right? They're tweaking the angles right now. They're getting the mathematical tools out. And then they're scratching their head and going, why are we doing that? These things are heat-seeking. Just target them. Oh.
And the tower is doing a little bit of work every time he's walked by, picking off a few troops here and there. And there we go, Springgold being built.
This is the problem of what Leenock had to do. With limited wood, he just invested in a siege workshop for 300 wood and a Mangonel for a sizable amount more. That is not good because you're up against the Abbasis. It's almost like Leenock forgot, oh yeah, they can build siege in the field, as he's about to discover. And the peel off, the Lancers go north. And I'm worried you're just going to lose this for free. Afterwards, I wouldn't be surprised if MarineLorD builds Mangonels.
Mangonel engaging. Did he lose it? Was it engagement?
It's repairs coming out. See it. Greedy boy stopped only one spring ult, so it's not be quick to get rid of it, but look how quickly he just eviscerated the Langsneck. Langsneck trying to gap close. Needs to micro this. MarineLorD, if he splits up, these troops can't fight, and it looks like they can't at all. Those Langsneck, a premium unit, 100 gold, 60 food, and dying in the blink of an eye, and after that, the Mangonel instantly gets smashed. Yeah. Leenock is in dire straits.
And Knights running through the back line. This is looking pretty grim here for Leenock. Lynchneck running forward with their swords, charging.
But for what?
But I'm not sure.
This isn't gonna let me protect my wife and children. This is like, you killed my wife and son. Prepare to be killed. Prepare for vengeance. Because right now, like, you haven't got anything you're protecting here. Like, the gold is good from the relic gathering, sure, but you're 39 villagers versus 102 Fitz. Now, you as an Abbasid player, that must be music to your ears in HRE mirror match, HRE matchup.
I would just be happy seeing HRE still in H3 here at the 21-minute mark, because that's a good sign for you. I'd also like to point out, MarineLorD in that fight did an excellent job. I know it was just one Mangonel, but of splitting his archers. He was very quickly, you could see that, like, he was drag boxing all of those and just splitting them up, splitting them up, splitting them up.
And you know why he done that? It's not just the Mangonel. Those Langsneck. The Langsneck was the threat. That was the thing I was watching. But you see Leenock, as he rushed towards them, MarineLorD started to snipe them out. He then split up his troops. He didn't need to worry as much anymore. And that's why Leenock went into panic mode. He even tried to retreat at one stage, which, to be honest, when you're down to about 10 units left, I don't even know where you bother. In fact, I just want to double check, because they were looking a little bit slow, or maybe I'm just a little bit too high on energy drinks right now. Please tell me he got marching drills, because if you're playing Langsneck without marching drills, I'm going to need vast amounts of copium here. Oh my god. No. Just Fitz, no.
He has the res for it easily. I think he just forgot.
He had 10 plus Langsneck.
It just happens, you know?
Oh, yeah, stuff happens. A lot of stuff happens. And right now, Leenock is being overwhelmed by it all. And now it looks like MarineLorD's going for the holy trinity of siege. Springald, Mangonel, and a battering ram. We do know this guy sometimes likes to build a siege tower, but I don't expect to see him in this game.
Yep, continuing to keep those buildings alive there with the emergency repairs. Springald laying out some shots there. A little Springald on Springald action, but a ram coming in. And I'm not sure his plan to destroy that. I guess he has a Springald that is also trained. Building up the force ready to charge out. I feel like they're having their conversations about, you know, this is the end. It's time to go out there and fight.
This is typical end days of the Holy Roman Empire. Can we just branch off and become our own little single state?
Those archers are grouped up. Look at that shot. Mangonel shot coming in. And that was good, but not enough.
Yeah, you need more than that. You need a lot more.
Yeah,
because there's a second wave coming in. This is grim tidings right now, because remember, like, this is mainly range versus melee. You've only got one Mangonel. The amount of time it takes you to gap close. Look what happens in Leenock's Langsneck number. They're down to 3. He doesn't have the AoE damage to take out this backline. And although push them back for the moment, keep in mind off the back of this, MarineLorD continues to escalate his economy, while Leenock's, every time I look at it, the number is lower.
Yeah, I think, we got a few man-arms chasing. At least got crossbows there. He'll be fine.
Like, I was about to say, what do they do? Become pin cushions? That's pretty much it. He at least cleaned up the second wave. MarineLorD is going to reset for the moment, but once again, it is the eco situation here. You finally get the siege out, but if MarineLorD resets, builds up his army to pop cap for over the next 2 minutes, he can include 4 to 5 Springolds, and then he has the answer to your problem.
Now, interesting, MarineLorD is backing up his army right now, but I think that's because I see villagers running across the map. I have a suspicion what they might be doing. Is that what he's doing?
He could be setting up a keep. I think he's also setting up farms. This is to cover it. You can see he keeps in the center onto the food. He's trying to offset the delay, because if you look at his income, you can clearly tell he hasn't transitioned to farms yet. That's why he's been able to keep up this pressure.
He doesn't need farms. He's got berries. Look,
yeah, you're on Liberty, right? They never run out. How many games you had that moment where they've ran out and you forgot?
Yeah.
yeah is the answer again. The shameful, it's happened. You forget, right? Like, Lipponese, I think 8 buried patches should last you a long time, especially when you're against the HRE, but
I was still reflecting on, we were thinking about, you know, how he missed the marching drills there for HRE, but I'm definitely guilty.
You're taking notes.
I am guilty of going like, you know, 20 minutes in and be like, oh yeah, fresh foodstuffs.
Now, I will.
That's a way worse one to forget.
In his defense, Leenock could have just forgotten march drills because he what happened is, remember, he went knights first and then he transitioned. So that could be the reason. But like the fact you forgot it, like you need to not be making that mistake. That's a critical error right there. Your man at arms you were seeing could not gap close. Your Langsneck were getting eviscerated before they could even arrive in range to attack. Like, dog, your entire army outside of siege is melee. Enable it. Marching drills does that, and it's not even expensive.
Okay, 3 Springolds versus 4 Springolds.
I'm more worried about the range.
It does look like MarineLorD gets the hits.
I'm pretty sure MarineLorD just sacrifices them to snipe out. Yeah, straight in on the Magnet. He doesn't care. Like, if the Springolds die, but the Mangonels die as well, he still wins.
Yeah. Nice trades there for MarineLorD, taking out almost all of the siege of Leenock. He's got 1 Springgold left. Let's see if he gets the shot. Oh, nice little micro there. He brought that one back.
Yeah, but now, like, your army's going to get wiped again. You might get rid of MarineLords.
The tower is still doing work.
And that's why he's starting to back up. But now that it's just range versus melee, it gets grim. And there's a second wave coming in, keep in mind. Leenock, however, doesn't have that same grace to him. Look at it. Look at his pop cap right now militarily. Most of it is 2 Springolds. I mean, the tower's now going to die. Like, he's got E-repairs to slow this down.
Where's your repair?
But keep in mind, this trebuchet
this is HRE tower. It does not die.
But Fitz, calm down. It's rock time. Big boy rocks are falling from the sky. E-repairs now on cooldown. The trebuchets have finally arrived. MarineLorD is done playing with his meal. Now he wants to just dab his mouth with the napkin and say my compliments to the chef.
So moving on in, taking out, I guess, some villagers, and there we go. Leenock tapping out. So MarineLorD will be advancing with this. We had 2 Abbasid Dynasty wins in this series.
Yes, we have. I mean, we wondered if it was going to go the same way. It took a lot longer than game 1, but once again, it is going to be a dub for the Abbasids. Brilliantly played by MarineLorD. Pace setter throughout this game. You need to be the tempo aggressor against the HRE, and he found a phenomenal way to do that. Delayed the relic gathering so long, found great value out of the investment in horsemen, and escalated militarily. He played the Abbasids the way I think they're played best. Basically like the Zerg. You just want to get cheap crap out, be efficient in the trades, and bulk up into premium units gradually. Notice that we had to wait until the very end, over 25 minutes in, before we really saw him commit to siege. He only went Springles to counter out what Leenock was doing, and then into a Mangonel and Ram, and then he doesn't get into the true siege, the trebuchets, until he's already decimated Leenock's economy. But that's the strategic approach for him. He doesn't care about relics. He realizes that actually wood is a bigger problem. The moment you force an HRE player to commit into siege without a clear, strong front line, it's a losing game because you can't escalate, you can't replace. And that's why you saw Leenock dip off so damn hard at the end there. It's just the fact that he wasn't able to have a backbone to his military force.
Well, and we saw Leenock go for a completely different approach than MarineLorD did in that first game. We were wondering, like, what is he going to do differently? But it seems like in both these games, it was just kind of a lopsided battle in favor of the Abbasid Dynasty. But congratulations to MarineLorD advancing on in the series. It looks like we have our next series is going to be coming up for our semifinals, first semifinals game, which is going to be B versus Beastie Cutie.